Minister, Dr. James Davis.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker, and I'm grateful and congratulate the Honourable Member for Cynon Valley for securing this adjournment debate this evening. It's a privilege to celebrate the contributions of her predecessor, the Right Honourable Anne Clwyd, former Member of Parliament for Cynon Valley, who sadly passed away in July, aged 86. Anne was not just a public servant. She was a great ambassador whose dedication to her constituents and commitment to the values of justice and compassion have left a significant positive impact on many people's lives. She was born in Flintshire on the 21st of March 1937 to parents Gwilym and Elizabeth. Anne was educated at Holkin Primary School, Holywell Grammar School, the Queen's School Chester and University College Bangor before becoming a student teacher at Hope School in Flintshire. She moved on to become a BBC studio manager, freelance reporter and producer, and then a journalist for The Guardian and Observer. And as we've heard, a major advocate for the Welsh language, Anne campaigned to secure important funding to support it. In fact, I believe she could only speak Welsh until the age of 5. And she always made sure she took the parliamentary oath on Cymraeg. In 1963, Anne married Owen Roberts, a television director and producer. Anne's journey in politics spans several decades, during which she consistently demonstrated her resilience, integrity and genuine concern for the well-being of her constituents. Having joined the Labour Party in 1968, she first stood for Parliament in 1970, in my part of the world, the old constituency of Denbigh. She then contested Gloucester in 1974, before being elected Member of the European Parliament for Mid and West Wales from 1979 to 84. And while putting together these words, I realised that she would have served alongside my relative Beata Brooks, the former MEP for North Wales. Then, in a by-election in May 1984, she became the Member of Parliament for Cynon Valley, becoming the first female MP to hold a seat in the South Wales Valleys, as we've heard. And that was a seat that she held until she stood down in 2019. In total, she served 35 years in this place and is therefore Wales's longest-serving female MP to date. She was also, I believe, the oldest woman to have sat in the House of Commons. Between 1987 and 1995, Anne was opposition frontbench spokesperson for women, education, overseas development and cooperation, Wales, national heritage, employment and foreign affairs. Now, during that period, Mr Deputy Speaker, she was, as we've already heard, sacked on 2 occasions for choosing not to toe the party line, an indication that she was independently minded and wasn't afraid of putting her principles above all else. Indeed, her autobiography was entitled Rebel with a Cause. One of the most commendable aspects of Anne Clwyd's political career was her relentless pursuit of social justice. She championed human rights, advocating for those who often have no voice. Her work as the Shadow Secretary of State for International Development and her role as the chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Human Rights Group demonstrate her dedication to improving the lives of people in both her constituency and around the world. In 1994, she staged a 27-day sit-in at Tower Colliery near Hirwaun in protest at British Coal's decision to close the last deep pit in Wales. The miners, of course, pooled their redundancy money to take it over, and it went on to produce coal until 2008. In 2003, the then government moved to amend the existing 1985 law on female circumcision after a private member's bill was introduced by Anne. The Female Genital Mutilation Act increased the maximum penalty from 5 to 14 years in jail. Now, Anne consistently campaigned for healthcare reform and for better resourcing for the NHS. She worked to improve patient care, fighting for better working conditions for NHS professionals and increased transparency within the healthcare system. She was appointed by Prime Minister David Cameron to lead a review into the complaints procedures in the NHS following the death of her own husband, Owen Roberts. While leading that review, she raised some difficult but honest concerns about healthcare in Wales. And her role as chair of the all-party parliamentary group on dementia helped to ensure those affected by this devastating condition receive the support and care they deserve. Anne Clwyd was not just a leader in her own right, she was also a strong supporter for women's rights and gender equality. Her work in this area paved the way for greater gender representation in politics and has inspired many young women to pursue careers in public service. Anne Clwyd's legacy in this regard is testament to her desire for creating a more inclusive and equitable society. She was made a Privy Councillor in 2004. Throughout her career, Anne Clwyd's ability to connect with people from all walks of life, listen to their concerns and take action on their behalf earned her the respect and admiration of her constituents and colleagues alike, and we certainly heard plenty of examples of that tonight. I served in this House alongside Anne between 2015 and 2017 and enjoyed my occasional conversations with her about the NHS and our shared connections in North Wales. She was personable, passionate and forthright. Mr Deputy Speaker, I understand that a public service to remember the life and work of Anne will be held at 2 p.m. on the 13th of October at St Elvan's Church in Aberdare. I've no doubt her legacy will continue to inspire many for generations to come. Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker.
Thank you.